What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video today here on CodeNamePizza. Today we're going to be looking at every single thing in detail that Jason Blundell talked about during his Black Ops 4 115 day interview over on Twitter yesterday. He gave us loads of information about upcoming things inside of Black Ops 4, including a hint about DLC2 and so much more cool information as well that I thought I'd throw it all in this one video and try and explain as much as I possibly can. So if you are excited about this and you want to support the channel, please do smash a like on this video right now. We're going to be aiming for 2,115 likes, and if you are brand new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and become the latest member of the Pizza Club. But with that all out the way, let's dive straight into the first tweet that we got from Jason Blundell. So the first thing that we actually got from Jason Blundell was replying to another tweet from Daniel Brown. And Daniel Brown says, will some old perks return? And Jason Blundell replies to this saying none of the old perks will return in their previous form, but will continue to add new perks throughout the Black Ops 4 season. So this is instantly telling us that we are going to be receiving new perks very soon, and we actually know from the blog post that we're going to be getting one within this next month. I'm super excited to see what that perk's going to be, but if we look at exactly what Jason Blundell said, it doesn't mean that things that we've seen before aren't necessarily coming back. They could be altered slightly, but we may see them again. Very similar to Deadshot Daiquiri, we've now got Deadshot Dealer. It's pretty much the same concept, but reworked to be a little bit better. And we might see this in the future with other perks as well. For example, Who's Who is now kind of Dying Wish. Dying Wish seems to be a lot more OP and more enjoyable than Who's Who ever was inside of Die Rise, and we might see this again with other things. So we'll just have to wait and see what we end up getting in the future when it comes to perks. But moving on to the second thing that Jason Blundell answered was a message sent in by Tomo321. And they asked, can you tease what's going on in DLC2? And this is what Jason replies.
Okay, so next question. Okay, question from Tomo321. I hope I got your name right there. It says, can you tease what's going to be in DLC2? What a very good and direct question. I don't know if I can say that on these kind of Twitters and YouTube's social media thing. It's all Greek to me.
And obviously you guys just heard that right then. It sounded like he was beating around the bush a little bit, and then right at the end he said it's all Greek to him, implying that our next map might be set in Greece. And what's interesting about Greece? Well, Greece is where alchemy originated from, and we know that the Chaos storyline is massively influenced by alchemy. Alchemy is one of the biggest storylines in that Chaos crew. So if we're going off what Jason Blundell said there, and we may get a map in Greece, I'm assuming it's going to be the Chaos crew and not the Ultimus or Primus crew. But that's just my take on this question. Another question that got asked to Jason was from Vignesh, and Vignesh put, how will you prevent server pausing from abuse? Now this is a great question, because if you guys don't know, this is one of the things we got told yesterday as well, that server pausing is coming to zombies. So let's say you're in a co-op game, everyone knows if you are playing co-op and someone needs to use the restroom or the bathroom, then their teammate has to hold a crawler. But after the next update that's coming to the game, the host of that game can just pause it, meaning that you can go to the bathroom, go get a drink, do whatever you want to do, and then return to the game and unpause, and your co-op game will begin again. And Jason replies to this saying, the design for server pause is exclusive for the host for private matches, so feel free to abuse your friends, but you won't be able to troll in public match teammates. Basically meaning that you can do this to your friends, but not the general public. It's a great thing that's finally coming to zombies, and honestly I'm surprised that we've not had it in the past. Another question that got asked on Twitter was sent in by Revo, and Revo put, do you ever plan on changing the HUD or giving us options to customize it? Now this is a great question, because in like Black Ops 2 and even a little bit of Black Ops 3, we got different HUDs depending on what map we were playing on. And at the minute we've not seen this inside of Black Ops 4, and with each map being so aesthetically different from each other, I thought it'd be really cool to actually have this feature. But Jason replies to this saying no plans to make significant changes to the HUD at this time, as we're laser focused on building out all of the new features and content laid out for the near future that we've covered in today's Treyarch blog. So I mean, it's a little bit disappointing that we're not going to get customizable HUDs, but on the plus side, they are focusing on bigger and better things. So you can't complain Treyarch from doing it this way. Another question that Jason replied to with a video was from Masamine14, and they asked, what is your guilty pleasure? Now some of these questions that get asked and answered by Jason are a little bit useless, but I thought I'd throw them in this video anyway. And Jason replies with this.
14 asks, Jason, what's your guilty pleasure? That's a fun one. Well, there is one thing. On the weekend, when there's not many people around, I do like to consume human flesh.
Which is honestly a little bit weird, but considering he is a zombies dev, I'll let this one slide. Now, one of my favorite questions that got asked throughout the whole day was sent in by Mr. Taco Belmonto, and they asked Jason, what are your thoughts on the current perk balance inside of the game? And Jason replies with this.
So another question from Mr. Taco Belmonto. He asks, what are the team's thoughts on the current perk balance in the game? Personally, I find myself running Stamina Up's modifier exclusively because of how powerful it is for training. I'd love to see the lesser used perks get some buff and changes down the line. Great question. Yes, we're continuously looking at all our balancing actually throughout the game. But perks, yes, will definitely be getting more attention to do with buffing them and nerfing other little bits to improve the zombies experience.
Now, for me, this is a great answer because it means we're going to get perks changed and altered to become more balanced inside of Black Ops 4 Zombies. The guy who asked this question was completely right. Stamina Up is an absolutely OP perk compared to the other perks inside of that modifier slot. And there's other perks that really need to be changed. For example, I replied to this with Winter's Wail. Winter's Wail is definitely a perk that needs to be altered in some way because it's basically useless. No one uses Winter's Wail. It'd be so simple to balance and make it usable just by having the Winter's Wail activate as your final hit before you go down instead of it being your first hit so it's not wasted. It's a very easy fix to this problem, so hopefully Treyarch will change Winter's Wail and a few other perks to make them a little bit more balanced so I'm not just constantly running the same perks in my invent every single game. Now, another question that was asked was sent in by Ed59, and they put, although you probably can't give us a number, can we expect more zombies maps than usual for a Black Ops game? And this is how Jason replied.
Okay, so Ed59 asks, although you probably can't give us a number, can we expect more zombie maps than usual for a Black Ops game? Well, I'm glad to say that we've already confirmed that because with Black Ops 4 disc and with the Black Ops Pass, you already have more maps involved in this season than we've ever done in a previous Black Ops game. So, yes, Ed59.
Now, I'm not 100% happy with this reply. He basically says, yes, you are, but he uses an excuse to say, look, you already had loads on release, so therefore, yes, you are. But I don't believe this at all. I still think with Black Ops 4, we're going to have the most zombie maps that we have ever had inside of Call of Duty. And honestly, I'll be very surprised if we don't end out the season with over 10 or 15 maps on the game. Now, another thing that got asked was from Gary10184, and he asks, are we going to see old weapons like the Commando or Olympia return to zombies? And Jason replied really good to this. He replied saying, just as we planned with the MP40 and the Grav, we plan to continue supporting additional Black Ops 4 weapons in zombies going forward. So basically saying that it's completely open for speculation on what we might actually be getting inside of zombies. So we can basically assume that we are going to get multiple different types of weaponry being added to zombies throughout the season. And also from this blog post, we did learn that the MP40 and of course the Galil or the Grav are being added to zombies as well, which is a great thing because you guys know I love the Galil, I love the MP40. They really should be weapons that are always in zombies and they are going to return, which is absolutely awesome. Now, another one that got added was from Hex, and Hex put, what customizations are being added in the future? And Jason replied saying this, in the coming weeks, we've added support for mastery camos, mastercrafts, reactive camos, black market camos, and a new perk and more. And later in the year, we'll have even more character customization offerings coming to zombies. Stay tuned. And this is so good because the black market camos have actually been really good so far for Blackout, and if I can use those inside of zombies as well, that's even better. And of course, having reactive camos in zombies, imagine running around with a weapon, getting 100 headshots on zombies, and it changes color. I think that'd be really interesting and definitely keep the games fresh, not just for the players, but also the audience that's watching the game from content creators either on Twitch or YouTube. And that's really cool. But moving straight on to the next one right here, this was sent in by Rich Killer TSM, and they asked, what is your favorite unsolved cipher in zombies? Which game and which map was it from? And Jason gave a great answer. Here, listen to this.
Question from Twitter from Rich Killer TSM. It says, hi there. On one hand, I want to ask a question about ciphers. On the other hand, I don't want nor expect any hints. Good. I like to fulfill your expectations. So my question is, what is your favorite unsolved zombie cipher? Which game map is it from? Thanks in advance. Okay, so I would say a couple of my favorites are actually in Voyage of Despair. there's actually quite a few. Now, the only thing I would say, because you said you don't want any hints, sure, you know, I don't want to cause a rumble.
That's right, he actually made a hint that we've not found something inside of Void of Despair, and we can only get the cipher from the rumble on our controllers. So there you go, that'll give you guys something to go and hunt for. Jump on Void of Despair, have your controller rumble set to on, and let's see if we can find a cipher built into the rumble pack. That's such a cool cipher, and I love that they're being more inventive with what they're actually doing inside of the game when it comes to ciphers. The next question was sent in by Sifsan, and they asked Jason, why did Dead of the Night come out after 9 instead of the other way around? Why flip the chronology like that? And Jason replies with this.
About the Chaos story and the decisions behind it. Why did Dead of the Night come out after 9 instead of the other way around? Why flip the chronology like that? Freudian there. Great question. 2 reasons. First one is Dead of the Night was always intended to have a celebrity cast, and so due to kind of recording schedules and so forth, we had to put it later in the schedule. The other reason is that there's certain kind of concepts and ideas that were needed to be put in earlier, and so that some of the gags and some of the plot devices we use in Dead of the Night work, you need 9 and Voyage before that. So they're the kind of 2 reasons. One is a practicality, a reality of development, and the other one was introducing elements, because you've got to remember, for the Chaos story, there's lots of new ideas, lots of new mechanics. All these things were brand new to the community, and so I felt it was more important to ease you in with a very difficult map and a more approachable map with 9 and Voyage before we got to Dead of the Night.
So Jason basically explained that there wasn't enough time to get it out before because they had the celebrity cast doing all the voiceovers. So basically that's why Dead of the Night came after 9, even though 9 is after Dead of the Night inside of the storyline. Another thing that I really enjoyed was Dylan's question. Dylan put, is Scarlett Shaw's father? Which is honestly a weird question because Shaw is a character and Scarlett is a character, and neither of those are related. Scarlett's father is Alistair, or that's what we know of right now. Jason replies with this answer, which kind of makes me a little bit hesitant into believing that Alistair really is Scarlett's father. Here, take a listen.
Is Scarlett Shaw's father? It'd have to be some sort of time travel for that to happen, which would get a bit mucky. But if the question is Alistair Scarlett's father, then yeah, Scarlett grew up with Alistair. Obviously, all that kind of backstory is explored in the comic series, and you'll have to watch this space as our other DLCs come out to see what happens with the Rhodes family.
To me, that sounded really odd. It sounded like later down the line we're gonna find out that Alistair really isn't Scarlett's father and her father is someone else, or there's another storyline connected to it. It's gonna be really interesting to see how that Chaos story pans out, so I'm really excited about that as well. And that's pretty much it. That was all the interesting things, or some of the interesting things. I put some weird things in there as well that Treyarch put on their blog with Jason Blundell on Twitter yesterday. So there's definitely some interesting things there, talking about DLC2, talking about going forward with future DLCs. So I just wanted to make this video so you guys had a full rundown if you are not on Twitter or you just weren't paying attention to what was going on last night. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you absolutely smash a like on this video right now. We're going to be aiming for 2,115 likes, and if you are brand new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and become the latest member of the Pizza Club. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream. Thank you for watching, and peace out.